Welcome to this dramatic courtroom showdown in 2020 CR 8599, State of Texas versus Victoria Hernandez. We're diving into a high-stakes case where the court is asked to decide if Victoria will face the full consequences of her actions, or if she gets one last chance. This case is packed with tension, child abandonment, probation violations, and allegations that could change her life forever. In this video, we'll break down everything from the shocking twists in the evidence to the judge's intense moments of decision. Buckle up. This is a case you won't want to miss.
In 2020 CR 8599 for the offense of abandoning a child with intent to return on January 4th, 2021 for a period of 3 years. Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor. Violating condition number 13 on or about the 23rd day of April 2024.
At this moment, Victoria Hernandez pleads guilty to violating her probation conditions, and the weight of her decision is clear. The court outlines the serious consequences of her actions. She's facing up to 2 years in state jail on a $10,000 fine. The stakes couldn't be higher, and the tension in the courtroom is palpable. Here's where we ask you, what would you do in her position? Would you accept the consequences or try to fight for another chance?
And sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition 13?
I do.
Court will find violation of condition number 13 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
So there's not.
All right, state, what are you requesting?
State's requesting revocation.
Defense, what are you requesting?
Your Honor, probation had made a recommendation to extend for 1 year placement as Hernandez.
The judge drops a bombshell here, declaring that Victoria has violated probation 36 times in the past. 36 sanctions. That's a lot of chances, but at what point does leniency stop working? The judge is visibly frustrated, and the courtroom feels the intensity. Is it time for the judge to throw the book at her, or has she been given too many second chances? This moment is a reminder of the importance of accountability in probation and the harsh realities of breaking trust with the court.
Court reviewing the court summary.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Hernandez, I don't think you're a good candidate for probation. And let me just tell you why. Felony drug court is an intensive form of probation. I know that. But from reviewing the court summary, it's not as though felony drug court, you mess up one time or you make a bad choice one time that they say, oh, we're not going to deal with you anymore. And I'm looking here at the sanctions that they gave you over there. And let me just tell you how many sanctions they gave you, which means this is how many chances they gave you. You understand?
The judge's words are chilling. I don't think you're a good candidate for probation. The courtroom holds its breath as the decision looms. The judge reflects on the failure to meet the high standards of felony drug court, a program designed to give individuals like Victoria a second chance. But Victoria's repeated mistakes put her future in jeopardy. Do you think she deserves another shot? Or is this a wake-up call? The stakes couldn't be more personal.
32, 33, 34, 35, 36. That's what you're coming to this court with. 36 times felony drug court was seeking to work with you. So you see where my mindset is? And do you
understand?
And do you understand why?
Yes, Your Honor.
And so I placed you on probation here. And even here, you had a motion to revoke filed against you. And that was it was heard on March 9th, 2022. And that's when you were sent to felony drug court. So I don't think you're a good candidate for probation.
Judge, if I could,
Yes.
one thing for Ms. Hernandez, the good thing about felony drug court for her was that it is our belief that it has worked. She has been clean since September, and if she was tested today, she's going to come up negative.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's not like she totally, there's several things that she did do correctly in felony drug court. There are a number of things, obviously, as the court has seen, that weren't done correctly, but she made a lot of her appointments, and she has ended up clean, which is the point of felony drug court.
At this point, The defense attorney speaks up, arguing that Victoria has cleaned up and stayed drug-free since September. Her motivation is clear. She wants to remain part of her child's life. The court is reminded of the special needs child at the heart of this case. But does being a good mother justify further chances if she hasn't shown the responsibility needed to stay clean? What would you do as the judge here, balancing the needs of the child with the actions of the mother?
Work with you. And they tried to work with you a lot. Here's the thing. I know a lot of people want to stay on probation. They do. Like, nobody wants to go to prison. I don't take any joy in sending the people to prison. And everybody that I send to prison, or everybody I place on probation, I actually do remember them. Even as a defense attorney, I had some clients who ended up in prison. Guess what? I still remember them and wondering how they're doing, and hopefully they've changed their life. And it'll be the same with you. I just don't think you're a good candidate for probation. I think we tried. So,
And Judge, the only other thing is she's never been given a felony conviction before. That's why she wants to stay on defer. She's motivated for it, and that's why she was hoping that the probation's recommendation would be followed.
all right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to find 13 true. I'm going to revoke, find you guilty, and I'll sentence you under 1244. Does anybody want to state any objection to her being sentenced under 1244? All right, I'll sentence you under 1244. Let's talk about the time.
Yeah, how much time does she have? Anybody know?
I was going back and forth with the drug court personnel in this case, and there is some concern if she is given a sentence JSAT.
Oh, it's not going to be JSAT.
Okay. Okay.
All right. And what was the concern, though? Now you've piqued everyone's interest.
Judge, they feel that.
Here's the breaking point. Victoria's lawyer is desperate. They're fighting for the minimum sentence, pushing for a chance at recovery. But the prosecutor is firm, and it's clear they have doubts about her real ability to change. The judge's decision is coming down, and every second feels like a countdown to a life-changing moment. It's a battle for redemption versus the court's duty to protect. Who do you think is in the wrong here? Can a person really change after so many failed attempts?
Continued, then that would be something different, but they are not in agreement with anything JSAT.
All right, so what is the issue with the child?
From my understanding, there is a CPS open case for neglect and possible abuse. Not on me, on the father.
Okay.
There's an open case.
And state you're asking for revocation?
Correct, Your Honor.
So we are not opposed to revocation, but we are not with JSAT.
Okay.
Judge, if
I mean, what I can tell you, I wasn't going to give her judgment satisfied. I just, let me just tell you what my thought processes were.
Yes,
My
ma'am.
thought process in reading everything was I saw that there's a child involved, right? This case involves a child, and it's abandoned with intent to return. So I understand, and I understand that that child, they're telling the report is special needs,
Yes.
but she's making horrible choices.
At the same time, Judge, if she goes to DDRF, it doesn't kick the can down the road. It puts her in a position where potentially she'll be a better citizen, better productive parent. So DDRF only lasts for long, probation only lasts for long. If we help her continue, she has a possibility of, one more chance. And the court has given plenty of chances before, but if she's given one more chance, there's a possibility that one day she's going to be still with this child, and that child needs a stable parent, and DDRF will help in that potentially.
State? Is the state still recommending revocation?
Well, Judge, criminal child involved, I mean, the state would be opposed to the follow-up, and choose to agree with because it looks like the person.
The court delves into the CPS case regarding her child and the neglect allegations. We learn more about what was found on her phone, and it adds a shocking layer to this already intense case. Victoria's personal life is now under scrutiny, and the details are hard to ignore. The defense claims she wasn't aware of the abuse, But the evidence tells a different story. How much should a court consider personal struggles when a child's safety is at stake? This is one of those moments that really makes you wonder, where do we draw the line?
So where is the child now?
He is with his father at the moment. The CPS case is on the father and the current girlfriend. And
So let me get this straight and correct me if I'm wrong. So you are saying that there's allegations of abuse, and those allegations are abuse against the father who he's with?
yes, Your Honor. And the case has been open for about they opened one CPS case, my court did, because of the what they had found in my phone. And then the caseworker got in touch with
What did they
the
find?
father.
Wait, raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your
So
Honor.
help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right,
So
state your name.
Victoria Hernandez.
What did they find in your phone?
So they found that, so I had found out that my kids.
Now we hear from Officer Garcia, detailing Victoria's time in felony drug court and the repeated violations that have led to this revocation hearing. It's clear that the system gave Victoria a lot of opportunities, but her struggles were too much to overcome. The court system can only do so much. What do you think? Should the system have offered her even more chances? Or is it time for a stricter consequence?
Getting mad at the dad about locking my son in the room, and so they called CPS for neglect. And then the dad got another CPS case because I believe the school called CPS for neglect as well.
All right, any objection to somebody from drug court zooming in?
Objection. No objection.
All right, just have a seat. Drug court is going to zoom in so we can get to the bottom of what's going on. All right, so we have Officer Garcia by Zoom. Any objections to her being by Zoom? Defense?
No objection, Your
All
Honor.
right, and the state has already stated that they do not have any objections. Officer Garcia, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand. Do you waive any confidentiality that Ms. Garcia has as it relates to your time in felony drug court?
You're talking about.
Oh, no, I don't mind.
All right, so you're giving up that right.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Any objection to her testifying in the narrative?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Officer Garcia, what we're trying to discover is whether or not she should be revoked or whether or not I should send her to DDRF. What has transpired is there's been a mention of a child with special needs because I was inclined to sentence her to the Bexar County Jail under 1244 to 1 year. Can you tell us how she was doing? What have been the issues with her in the drug court, and what would be your recommendation for her?
The defense argues that Victoria has done good things. She participated in treatment and tested negative for drugs multiple times, but her consistent failures weigh heavily on the case. At what point does the risk to her child outweigh the possibility of rehabilitation? The judge's decision will have lasting consequences, not just for Victoria, but for everyone watching this courtroom drama unfold. Could you empathize with her situation, or do you feel she simply had too many chances?
Instead of that, we went ahead and gave her the chance to do Alpha Home, which she did complete. However, she went right back to her old criminal thinking. People, places, the basics that we teach in felony drug court. We were working with her, and we happened to do a phone search only because there was another phone search done on another participant, kind of intertwined the two. And that is the only reason why we found out is like it fell into our lap. It wasn't something that we were looking for. And we had concerns, again, because of her special needs child. We do have another case against her in CPS. So the CPS case, there is one pending for her, the father of her child, and we do also have one for herself.
All right. Do you know, with regards to the case for herself, what is that about?
Because of what was found on her phone.
So what was found on her phone has absolutely nothing to do with the child's biological father?
It's actually both of them are involved. But again, he was the only one that the case had, the first CPS case is only on him. So when we found the information that included both of them, a CPS case was filed against her as well.
So what was on her phone, did it have to do with, I don't want to get into too much, but what was on her phone, did it have to do with her as it relates to her and her child?
Yes, concerning for her to be around her child, absolutely.
Okay.
And then considering her case that she's on as well. So with that being said, we have seen often that we work with that individuals and there wasn't really enough progress and we don't feel comfortable with, one, probation doesn't like to recommend revocation, but we have.
The judge finally hands down the sentence, 2 years in state jail. It's a tough ruling, but one that reflects the weight of her actions. The judge recommends a therapeutic community placement, offering a glimmer of hope for future rehabilitation. This is a moment where justice is balanced with a hope for reform. Will this be the wake-up call Victoria needs, or is this the end of the road for her?
To do while she was on my caseload. So that is very concerning. If I could recommend revocation without the JSAT, I would. And I would like to. That's what I would like for to happen.
All right. Do you have any questions?
I do, Judge.
All right.
Officer Garcia,
Yes, sir.
throughout her time throughout felony drug court, she tested negative on multiple occasions, correct?
She did. However, she also tested positive.
How long ago was that?
Let me check. Drug test. Well, she did have a no-show, so to us, that was April the 17th. That is considered a positive in felony drug court. Let's see, her last positive would have been September of last year.
2023?
Yes. And again, she did go to treatment during that time frame before we just got her back reporting in person.
That's all I have for you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Officer Garcia, you all are not willing to accept her back. Is that correct?
No, Judge. We worked so much with Miss Victoria, and it just seems like we hit a wall at this point.
All right. Thank you so much for zooming in on such short notice. I appreciate it.
Yes, Judge. You have a good rest of your afternoon.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right.
As the ruling is final, we're left with one question. Can people truly change? The court did everything it could, but ultimately, the decision reflects the consequences of Victoria's choices. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns. What do you think? Should she have gotten another chance? Let us know.
Judge, in lieu of that, we're asking for the minimum time in law. Apparently she has 158 days in custody over the past 3 or 4 years. And I would argue that, she has done several things right. She's also done several things wrong, but there was several things. She did participate in the felony drug program and did a lot of good things. So we want the court to reflect on that.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. Court is going to revoke you. Let me see. Where is the trial court certification?
Handed it to the court.
I do have it here. The court is going to revoke you. The court is going to find you guilty. The court will give you credit for any time served. The court will give you credit if you successfully complete an inpatient treatment, because I see there was some inpatient treatment maybe through Alpha Homes. If you successfully completed that, the court will give you credit for that. And the court is going to sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility. I'll recommend the therapeutic community. I can't force them to place you in there, but if you request it, they will consider it. If you don't request it, they will not consider it at all. And I'll also request mental health while she's at the state jail facility. Going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you have a limited right to appeal. That right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you were on deferred adjudication. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. You're going to have to get your life in order.
To wrap up this intense courtroom battle, Victoria Hernandez's future now hangs in the balance after a tumultuous journey through the justice system. The judge's final ruling, though harsh, is meant to serve as both a lesson and a warning. As we reflect on this case, we're reminded of the tough choices courts have to make, especially when children are involved. Will Victoria be able to rebuild her life after this decision? Only time will tell.